Oh, Ian's back.
Yeah, he's been back last couple.
Well, I think we are all live. Oh, Jeremy. I've just had that come through.
That'll be half time. I'm not doing that now.
Yeah.
It might be.
Yeah, number 8, yeah. Well, hello guys and welcome back to Borough Radio. After a miserable defeat on Wednesday night against Marlow, Gosport will be looking for redemption as we take on Taunton Town tonight. On paper, the visitors look very similar to us, progressing to the same levels as the FA Cup, and now we play them today in the FA Trophy. And if we get through today, we will likely get a National League South team in the next round. So both teams have a lot to play for, but I mean both teams, we've also seen a lot of changes. With Taunton, they played AFC Taunton midweek, losing, and Gosport, we played obviously Wednesday night and lost as well. So both teams still looking for redemption, and the perfect place to do so at the AI Stadium today. And looking at the visitors lineup today, they've got Adam Park starting in goal, 2 Eddie Jones, 5 Ollie Woodhouse, 6 Toby Down, 8 Tom Smith and their captain, 11 Jake Hodgkinson, 12 Alfie Molden, 14 David DeRue, 15 Jaden Nilsson, 16 Jake Matthew, and 20 Asa Corrick. And your Gosport lineup today sees 4 changes from our loss against Marlow. Ryan Gosney still starts in goal with Harry Kavanagh at right back, Finley Smith and Joe Morrison are at centre back, and Ashley Yearwood, he stays in the team. But your captain is Dan Wooden and Samuel Fanan, he's there today. Cope E comes into the starting 11 along with Paul Agbesi and Harry Lee. And Cameron Murray, he's still in the starting 11, being one of the few players that did start. I mean, both teams, they're just currently in the middle doing their handshakes. It's Taunton in their away kit, in their bluey, purple, maroon kit, and Gosport wearing our typical yellow kit. You've just had all the flag bearers. They've gone onto the pitch. So it's going to be a good day today. I can feel it's going to be a good day. Hopefully we get that redemption, but we are just waiting to kick off here at the AI Stadium. I'll keep you updated with the other scores going on with the Southern League FA Trophy games. Not sure how many other teams are playing in the FA Trophy today, but we'll keep you updated with all the other scores. So yeah, should be a good game. Well, at least we're hoping so anyway. All right, that's all good to go. But yeah, both teams, they just come to the pitch now. Dan Wooden, he's just running over to the team as they're just about to do their huddle. Taunton, it looks like they're coming, and they're number 8. I mean, I was doing my research yesterday. Tom Smith looks to be a real serious player. He's going to the centre circle along with our captain, Dan Wooden. And I have heard today that if it does finish all level terms, we will be going to penalties. We've already got through on one time in penalties after beating Paul 4-5 with Ryan Gosney. He was coming in clutch. I mean, yeah. So, I mean, at least if we do end on level terms, we do have something to look forward to at the end. Jeremy, I mean, today it's a real clarification where we're hoping for redemption after a very miserable loss to Marlow midweek.
Yeah, that was a tough watch. I must be honest. I sat here and watched that and wondered how a team could be that good the previous weekend against Swindon, could be that poor. But I've concluded, and I think looking at Joe and Pat's post-match interview, that they agree with me. It was complacency. Gosport's record against the bottom 3 is appalling.
Atrocious,
Last season, were relegated, came here and won. And that speaks here and won. And then Marlow have come here and won. Like, if you're ever going to challenge at the top, we need to stop taking games like that too lightly.
Yeah.
So, but today it's a different scenario, James. We're in the FA Trophy, so it's a nice sort of sideline. And £3,000 for the winning team and a place in Monday's draw for the next round. Yeah, what's not to like?
Exactly, and if you can get a National League South team, I mean, yeah, definitely. Be nice if we could get Dorking Wanderers, bring Mark White down. But you mentioned about how he's a very good character. I wouldn't mind interviewing him after the game. And I mean, even after today, we were talking a bit about it before the commentary. I mean, after this FA Trophy game today, we do play Poole. We beat them in the FA Trophy to get to this round, but I mean, fitness, it does look to be killing us. And we've seen a much changed Gosport lineup today as a result of it.
Now I'll tell you why that is. People will be looking at the list of substitutes and thinking, why are so many first choice players on the bench? Well, I can tell you, it's they don't want them suspended for next week's trip. You've already got 3 out for next week, and you've got 2 players on potential 5-match bans if they get another one today. So,
well, I'm going to cut off as Smith. He was linking up very nicely with the Roo there, but Ashley Yearwood just coming in clutch there as he was doing his defensive duties. But Taunton, they're still on the attack. Harry Lee, he's only come in today, but he's already been forced into work. And the far side, just doing his defensive work against Corrick. And Corrick, I mean, it's only been a minute or so into the game, but Corrick and Smith already look to be causing that danger, man.
yes, Taunton are a good side. They're no mugs, and they've shown that, I think, since they dropped out of the National League South last season, and they've gone through something of a renaissance this season under Rich Luffman, their manager. So they're not going to bow down for us at all.
Well, it was Woodhouse with a long throw in there, and the final touch did look like it came off Harry Lee. The referee, he's going against it, yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Do I go corner or do I do a goal kick? He's got it right. Yeah, I was just going to finish my point that you've got players on the bench who potentially, if they get another booking today, will all potentially, if things go disastrously wrong, Joe and Pat could be missing 7 first choice players next week.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, but when you look at the likes of a team that I heavily think of, our big spenders, particularly AFC Taunton, you see the likes of Harvey Roo, one of our former first team players. He's on the reserve for them, and it just shows how unfair the playing balance is at this league this season.
Look, it's an age-old debate, isn't it? Well, a club can afford the budget it pays, or it can't, and it goes down the pan. But Tottenham are a big budget team, and they've got a team of what I call Galacticos down there. And I don't mean that disrespectfully. It means they are exercising the financial power they have. We, on the other hand, are trying to be more sustainable, and we've had to cut the budget. Now, I'll let you come in here.
Well, it's Daru. He's coming down the right-hand channel, but a brilliant sliding Harvey Lee just coming in there, making sure the attacker couldn't get any further. And Joe Morrison, he clears it out, trying to find the head of Asher Yearwood. And Asher Yearwood, being one of the players that we were talking about, he's already got a lot of yellow cards and could potentially be missing the Poole game. So that is not good news for Gosport, considering how big of a star he's been since Asher Yearwood.
Yeah, so again, I'll just obviously we're having to sort of interject for things on the field, but the club's going down a more sustainable avenue this year. So they've cut the budget, and you've got a very small squad of players. That's allowed us to keep some players like Asher or like Joe or like Dan, who command good money.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we've clipped the squad down. So we had 20 to 22 last year. We've got 16 this year in terms of senior players. Okay. And when you have 5, 6, 7 suspensions, that is going to eat into it. So what they're doing by keeping the likes of Brad on the bench and Rory on the bench, they're trying to keep them fit and in way for next week.
Yeah. Of intent of showing what priorities they've got this year, especially because I was speaking to Pat. He said one of the main ones was league. But the referee, he has blown up for an early foul, and a yellow card has just been plucked to Hodgkinson. He's furious with the decision after bringing down Fanian in the first foul of the game, just on the halfway line. All the Taunton bodies are just surrounding the referee at the moment, thinking the foul, it was fair. I mean, Fanian, he did go heavily down just by the Taunton dugouts. The manager wasn't too happy with that decision either.
Foul, yes. Yellow card, no. Yeah, I'm agreeing with my Taunton colleagues down the end. I thought the yellow card was harsh there. Foul, yes. Get free kick, get on with it. But there you go.
Well, he's going to have to be careful now for the rest of the game as Joe Morrison, he comes forward, passing into Agbessi. Another one of the changes from Marlowe's midweek loss. Now it's Finley Walsh-Smith, always so cool, calm pressure under the ball, but not so there. I think I may have jinxed it. It's Hodgkinson. He read the ball well. Now Smith, he's pouncing forward. He's got number 20, Corrick, running on the outside. But Finley Walsh-Smith just getting goal side of the winger there, getting in front of him before passing it out of play. And 5 meters away from the corner flag, Smith will have a thrown, and he's just going to leave it for Woodhouse. We've already seen him do one set piece from a similar area just with the throw-ins. So he's clearly got a long throw-in, and you can see all blue bodies now just taking control of this Gosport box. only 3 outfield players currently outside the box, so just showing how attacking they can be from one of these long throws. So Woodhouse, he launches in a throw and trying to pick out Hodgkinson, and he does well to get across his shot. It was just heading towards that top right corner. Gosney, he had to stick out a right arm to deflect it over, just tipping it over. I mean, just showing Woodhouse there how dangerous he can be from throw-ins.
That was just going to sneak in inside that near post, so he had to do something. It was a relatively straightforward save, but make no mistake, that was going in.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Taunton, as a result, they do have a corner ball from this, so let's see what they can do. They've already been dangerous from the throw-in, and can they be just as dangerous here from the corner? It's going to be Whitton towards the back post, trying to pick out Hodgkinson, but instead finds Joe Morrison, and it's flicked all the way back into Jones. Just edge of the box, he strikes the ball towards goal. The final touch coming off of Asher Yearwood, and it will be another corner, the second in the game here for Taunton. I mean, the first one definitely had that, well, venom in it, I suppose. But let's see what they can do here from the second one. As number 12, he's just lines it up. Moulding here. Looking for all the bodies inside this box. And it's once again drilled in towards the near post, and a dive and Agbessi clears it, and it falls kindly to Harry Lee. Harry Lee can't control it well, and instead Nilsson, he gets on the end of it, passing into Molden. Molden, he's looking to drill in a ball. Can it be collected by Gosney? And it is collected by Gosney. And Jeremy, this is something we see on a regular appearance now from Ryan Gosney. When you look at those aerial balls, he always looks so confident when going out and collecting it.
Yeah, don't let it surprise you, though. He's a highly experienced goalkeeper with a long, distinguished career in local football, and very capable goalkeeper. So when I heard they were going to go after him, and I was actually really pleased, because as much as we love Max, they're different goalkeepers, they have different abilities, and he has the experience, and he's shown it more than since he's joined.
Well, Morrison, he just did a long diagonal ball trying to find Fanan, but in the end, it's gone into the gloves of Parks in goal. And just speaking about Gosport goalkeepers and former Gosport goalkeepers, I'm not sure if you watched the Pompey game last night, but there was a certain Gosport, well, former Gosport goalkeeper, shall we say, that made it onto the bench tonight. Although, yes, he's the fourth choice goalkeeper, it would have been the second goalkeeper last night. And what a moment that would have been for Toby.
Lovely to see it. I heard he got recalled from Tunbridge.
Yeah.
So, and he was on the bench at Fratton last night, so he's getting closer. You've got to remember, he's a young lad, and he's got a massive future ahead of him. And we know from last season how good he is. You can't compare here and Ryan, because they're just two completely different keepers. But
yeah,
I think that's a massive boost for Toby, and I'd love to see it.
Definitely. Well, Parks, he does a long diagonal ball across into Lewis, the left back, as he looks to pounce up the field. He's up against Jake Cope, but Jake Cope, I mean, he wasn't really applying any heavy pressure there. And it's good to see Jake Cope back in the 11 again. He's been in the, match squad for the last few weeks now, but it's good to see him finally starting a game after sustaining that injury.
That's right. Fitness has been the key. He's had to sort of feel his way back into playing after being out injured for so long. But when he's on form, there are a few better than him in that position on the pitch. And he's a key player. And I think today, especially when you've got a few being kept out of mischief because of their disciplinary records, I think he's got a chance to shine.
Yeah,
I'm not
definitely.
being rude there, but those are the facts.
Well, Gosport, they're on the attack here. It's Dan Wooden. He leaves it for Jake Cope, the man we were just talking about, and he's only 25 yards away from goal. He's got Harry Lee running to the left of him, but he chooses to go into the centre, trying to pick out Fanan, and it's a poor pass from Jake Cope. And now it gives Taunton a chance to counter-attack it. Esteru, he's coming down this right-hand channel, and once again, Finley Will-Smith getting back. I mean, Finley Will-Smith, he's looked good within the first 10 minutes here, Jeremy.
Again, is anyone surprised? For a player of his age, he continually surprises me with the maturity of his performances for such a young lad. And he is, I think he's really established himself as a first choice this year, James.
Yeah.
I really do.
Well, Taunton, they've got a throw, and it's going to be taken quickly, but once again, well cut out by Harry Lee there. Just once again, tracking on the inside, passing it out, and I would imagine we're going to see another Woodhouse throw in here. We've already seen 2 long throw-ins within the first 10 minutes. So let's see what he can do here. He's been given the ball, and it's going to be put in towards the back post, and it's been nodded down by Hodgson. Ryan Gosney has to tip it over the bar. Good stop there from Ryan, Jeremy.
Yeah, it was almost straight at him, but he still had to make the save, and it was a good firm header there, and Taunton threatening, and not for the first time. So you're tweeting, are you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well, here we go then. I will cover you whilst you are. Now, Taunton with a corner from the left-hand side. It's going to take away Eddie Jones, and Taunton continuing to just gradually turn the screw on Gosport here. So what will they do with this set piece? You've got Corrick making a run. It's going to go in towards that near post. And off the post! That was a header, glancing header, and that hit the post and came out. Gosport a little less off there, definitely. But Taunton aren't done yet. It's a looping shot there from Malden. That's gone over the top. But that was a real let off there, James. You've got another tweet.
Yeah, I was going to say.
They've hit the post. So that keeps you busy there, doesn't it? But having said that, I mean, Taunton will pose a distinct challenge to Gosport this afternoon because they've rebuilt this season after they had a bit of a miserable season in the league above last year for various reasons. They've come down. They've got a new manager who's rebuilt. They're a good side, and they are really holding their own in this division. So. But Gosport just been given something to think about there. Now here's Agbasi. He spreads the ball out wide to Kavanagh. Kavanagh just has a little 1-2 there. Agbasi good picking out Jake Cope there. But Cope, this is just good football from Gosport, but we'd like to see some end product on it. I think that's Yearwood out there. Yes, it is. So Yearwood it's just a lot of triangle passing, but that wasn't the best. And that's gone out for a throw on that far side by the Harry Missing stand to Taunton. So Taunton now will have another opportunity to mount something from this throw. James, and you're still going and posting.
Yeah. I mean, they're keeping me busy, this Taunton team, and exactly showing. I mean, on paper, exactly. A Twitterer. Yeah, I know. We're still having that argument 2 years on. I have to admit, I am with you, Jeremy, on that one. Yeah. That one, yeah. I mean, I think there's a different website for that one, but best we don't talk about it before the watershed anyway. Yeah. Well, anyway, Agbesi, he's played a lovely through ball, which finds Fanan in the left wing channel. He looks up trying to find Harry Lee, and he does choose it to Harry Lee just by the Taunton dugouts. And he links up nicely once again with Fanan. Can Fanan run and keep it in play? And it just narrowly runs just in front of him. And Fanan linking up nicely with Harry Lee. And Fanan, I suppose in the last 2 home games, he hasn't lived up to what he did with Alton and Hersham, where he was exceptional, a goal and assist. And just, I feel like he's one of the players where he needs that 100% fitness in order to be the player that we have seen from him.
Yeah, we know Ayo can do it. I mean, he was absolutely outstanding, exceptional in pre-season. We know he's got that performance in him. I'd like to see it a little more consistently, perhaps, but Taunton moving. But yes, I'd like to see him do it a little more consistently, but we know he is a player that can deliver.
Definitely. Well, Taunton, they've got a free kick, I'd say 15 yards away from the halfway line. And Smith, he's the man already hovering over it, and he takes it quick into Hodgkinson. He's coming down this left-hand channel, but it's been well cut out by Jake Cope. He's going to try and use his muscles, and he does well to leave it just run out of play. It has gone out for a corner, but just avoiding any other danger there. I mean, Jake Cope did his best defensive work there. I mean, wasn't strong enough to keep all of it. And as a result, they will have a corner, which does look like Jones is going over to go and take it. We've already seen them hit the post once from this corner position. Can they get even closer this time and find the back of the net?
Well, they've shown where the threat's coming from. Gosport need to be maximum concentration.
Well, I'd say the one player to really look out for involved in this corner position is their number 11, which is Hodgkinson or Malden. It is to, once again hit right towards the goalkeeper, Gosney. He has to punch it away. Drew, he touches it down just on the edge of the box, but can't properly bring it down. And now it's just bouncing agonisingly close to Gosport's box. Gosport still can't get away with the dangers. Jones, he's on the ball as he passes back into number 15. Taunton's manager, he's telling all the players to get up. Every Taunton player is inside Gosport's half now. It's Hodgkinson. He's coming down this left-hand channel, trying to get past Paul Agbesi, but he's jockeying well, holding his man, and it does well see it go out for a throw-in 5 meters away from the corner flag, the left corner flag, that is. They will have a throw-in. I wonder if Woodhouse will be the man taking it. And I just feel like every set piece, they're causing danger straight away, Jeremy. And I was saying about Hodgkinson, when you've got tall players like Hodgkinson, Smith, they are going to be causing danger.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Joe and Pat deep in conversation there. I'm wondering if they're saying exactly the same things as we've been discussing, and I'm sure they are. But Taunton are posing a threat in every situation like this.
And that is a poor Joe Morrison. He just gave it straight to Matthews there. He went for goal, slotting towards our bottom right corner. Gosney had to Molden. So he's already come close, hit the post. But Gosney, brilliant save there, keeping it out. And Gosport really now starting to ride our luck.
Yeah, that was a good effort from Molden. He tried to place it, but Gosney just made a really good save there. But Taunton are getting closer and closer, and Gosport will need, if they don't start heeding the warning soon. But yeah, what is going on here? Because it looks like it's involving Molden because he's been called over, and the captain, Tom Smith, there.
Joshua Langley finding. Hold on.
Hello, what's going on out there then?
Yeah, what?
Okay, nothing.
Just looking for acknowledgement there.
I think he was telling Molden to stop flapping the hand gesture.
But then Gosport give the ball away. James is tweeting. So you're back with me. Gosport needs to be a little less sloppy there. I think that was that Ayo that gave the ball away, or was it Paul Agbasi? Ayo. But yes, now Taunton back in possession again with Asa Corrick. Now he has sort of driven sort of the left across the width of the pitch. Now Taunton have spread the play really well here. Just a lot of possession here for the visitors, but Gosport needs to be concentrated at the back. Back to you.
But they're still coming down this left. There's Molden. He's been so dangerous within the first quarter of an hour. He's hit the post. He's forced a good save from Gosney, and now he's doing step overs, trying to get past Cameron Murray, and he's laid it onto Smith. Smith delivering across, trying to find Aru in the box. It's headed away by Finley Walsh-Smith, and this Taunton attack is just suffocating the Gosport defence. They're trying to carve out multiple attacks, and they're still coming forward with Smith. He's still on the ball, the former Bath man, but well dealt with by Cameron Murray. Despite being a short midfielder, he really did well there, using his muscles just to get the ball off of Smith there. And Dan Wooden, he's now chasing the ball. And can Dan Wooden force a mistake from Parks and goal? He can't, as Parks was just cool under pressure there, delivering the ball into Jones, the right back. And Jones, he carelessly gives it away to Paul Agbesi. He was getting up. Hodgkinson, he had to stick out a boot before eventually passing it into Smith. And I have to admit, Wayne Agbesi, it looks like he's playing more of a centre-back CDM role today, similar to what John Stones plays in the Premier League. But it's interesting to see how Agbesi is used today.
I think he's almost a utility player, actually, because he's pushing quite a way.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because also he's up and down, isn't he? So I'm trying to figure that out now. So he's almost a free-role utility player. Get forward, but get back when Taunton.
Exactly.
He's legging it back. So yeah.
And you wonder, I mean, even though we're not using a lot of our first team players today, so Agbesi, a player who doesn't normally get started.
Taunton in possession. Here he comes. Now he's going, and it becomes a back four.
Well, he's linking up nicely with Murray in the two pivot roles, and that looks how he's playing today. And Gosport, they've won the ball back, and Kavanagh, they might be able to break it as he passes it to Dan Wooden in the right-hand channel. He just plays it back into Kavanagh. But I was just saying there on that point, using players like Agbesi today, someone who we don't normally see, and Harry Lee, does it give Pat and Joe a chance to test new philosophies and use new techniques that they wouldn't normally be able to use in a league?
These players have got game time where they wouldn't have already had it. Now here's Ayo.
Well, he's coming down the left. He had Harry Lee to the left of him, but chooses Jake Cope just outside the D. He loses the ball, and Gosport, they're still trying to win it back. Playing high, surrounding Corrick in the midfield area. It was Jake Cope who pushed the midfielder to the floor there. Our chairman, he's not happy just below, and I can understand why. It did look like the midfielder went down pretty easily there.
Sure it's that. I think it's more the fact that you've got no end product there. I think we're in a fairly good position to try and build something there, and it all just broke down. In the final third, it's a similar situation to what we had on Wednesday. But I think going back to your original question, I think it's just important that these two guys get game time, and yes, it will give them a better chance to have a look at these players rather than coming on for 15 minutes at the end. They're going to get potentially the whole 90 minutes.
Well, I suppose, like you were saying, it's just about fitness, trying to, Well, hopefully a lot of these players can cause some headaches today and maybe deliver some good, maybe playing styles that they can be used in the pool game. And Jeremy, I mean, when we got Poole coming up, it's another hard challenge. We beat them last round, admittedly. Raffis scored, though, in that one.
Different game. And also, if you look at the amount of players we're likely to be missing next week through suspension, it's going to make it even harder. And Poole is one of those places where it's always tough to go. The width of the pitch at Tattenham, and the fact that we just always seem to have a bit of a struggle down there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, luckily, Harry Lee's just smashed the ball forward. Couldn't find Dan Wooden and Taunton. At every launch ball we try and get rid of, Taunton almost instantly win it back. And Gosport just can't keep hold of possession for at least 1 minute. But I think Panjo is starting to work it as Fanan. He does a short pass into Harry Lee, still inside Gosport's half, and it's a short midfielder, Cameron Murray. He's coming forward, passes it into Paul Agbesi. Agbesi on the side foot plays it out into Kavanagh. Kavanagh in this right hand channel, laying it into Cope. Cope losing the ball once again. And it just looks too easy for this Taunton side at the moment, Jeremy. It looks like we're playing a National League South side already.
I'm just struggling to put my finger on this because you should be up for a challenge.
Well, Paul Agbesi, he nearly forced a mistake there from Parks. We were talking about how Agbesi's playing in a different position today. He definitely was playing attacking there, nearly forcing a mistake right on the neck of Parks in goal, and he's forced a throw in, which is seen Harry Lee. He tries to deliver a ball into Dan Wooden. Ashley Yearwood, he's just speaking to the defender saying, take it easy, stop rushing. As he's on the throw in now, Ashley Yearwood, 30 yards away from goal, as he plays a short one into Fanian. Fanian looks up, he's coming to the centre of the Taunton half. Back to Joe Morrison in the halfway line. Now Kavanagh, he's on the ball, laying it into Cope. Right hand channel. Cope back to Kavanagh. Kavanagh. He's got a lot of players behind him, and he will go for a backwards pass into Ryan Gosney in goal. And now Finley Walsh-Smith. Can Gosport finally carve an attack? Because it has been Taunton all so far. It is Gosport 0, Taunton 0. You're listening to Gosport Radio. Samuel Fanan, he's dispossessed in the right-hand channel. And Corrick, he's now coming down. But Cameron Murray, he reads the pass well. And it just looks like the ball's pinballing between the two teams at the moment. And I say that's been the main story for the first 20 minutes here. Taunton, they've had the better of the first two chances. Molden, he's hit the post and forced a good save from Ryan Gosney. But so far, they've been the main two concrete chances, still lacking that final end product from either team.
That's a really good observation.
And would you just like to share that with the commentary, that observation there, Jeremy?
Paul just said that Gosney's kept us in the game.
Yeah.
Hasn't he just? Yeah, two really crucial saves, and the fact and the woodwork helped us as well. But if you think about it, Taunton have not, I wouldn't say they've dominated, but they have certainly had the better of the first 20 minutes.
Well, we have tended to be that second half team, so I wouldn't feel too worried about it at this moment in time. It was a similar affair with Paul, I suppose. Went 1-0 down and was losing until 72nd minute, I want to say. And that's when we really switched the switch. And you wonder if it's going to be a similar affair today. Well, hopefully we might be able to carve an attack through this attack as Harry Lee, he's coming down the left, looking to cut inside as he passes into Ashley Yearwood outside the box. He cuts outside, chopping forward, and he lays a shot towards the bottom left corner. No real power behind the shot, but at least it is a shot there from Ashley Yearwood. Finally, someone testing the goalkeeper.
Shot on target, but he didn't quite connect with that properly, did he? But at least he's made the goalkeeper work, which is the first time Gosport have really done that this afternoon, James. So you are tweeting again.
Yeah.
Tweeting. We're not going to go down that road, Paul Davis. But Taunton at the other end with the lively Guru. He's been a bit of an enigma, I think, for Taunton this afternoon. But Agbesi just getting Gosport moving. Now, a lot of sort of passing here with Cam Murray on the ball just onto the right of the centre circle, and he's just having a look. There's not really very many options here. He has to go backwards, which is always disappointing to me. Finn Walsh-Smith does well under pressure, but they're inviting danger here, I think. They're in a good position here, but by sort of passing diagonally backwards, that's invited Taunton onto them, and that's a dangerous game to play. Now, Morrison's having a look at options here, but Gosport have kept possession, but they are gradually being nudged backwards by Taunton, who are just letting them play a bit, but it's gone all the way back to Gosney now, you see, with two Taunton players closing him down, and Mason Corrick nearly did make the most of that. Now Yearwood going forward at the other end. Here he comes. Now what can he do? Plays the ball through to Cope, who's in the penalty area, but the offside flag is up. The ball is squared to Wooden, who puts it in the back of the net, but that was long after the assistance flag had gone up, so that will not count.
Well, Gosport, it certainly looks like they're starting to find a groove a bit more in this game now, shall we say. We've built a few attacks within the last 5 minutes, but it is still Gosport 0, Taunton 0 in this game. I'll try and get you some of the results in the Southern League now. Merthyr, they're goalless against Frometown. Merthyr, they've had a good start to the league so far, so we'll be looking to capitalise on those 3 points there. Swindon Supermarine, They're 0-0 against Basingstoke, and Tiverton, they're leading Poole Town 2-0. So that's good news for Gosport if it stays like that. Hopefully, Poole, not in their best form at the moment.
Tiverton are a funny side.
They really are this year.
But they're always hard to beat on their own ground. Ladies' Mead is what I always used to know it as, but it's right next to the River Exe. So the pitch gets heavy, it holds the water, and it's a tough pitch to go and play on.
Yeah.
And it's Taunton's local derby as well.
And a long away trip for us. And you have to imagine, I was speaking to Craig about it. He thinks that's one of the main reasons why we're struggling this year. Because you got to consider all the contributors, like getting to the game. So I think it was Gloucester, he said, and it might have been Frometown at this. No, not Frometown. Can't remember. Wimborne it might have been. But we got there so late anyway. We couldn't do our proper warm-ups. And I suppose that does have big ramifications when you are playing the game.
Or you pulls you together. Because back in the old Conference South days, there was a number of occasions where we arrived late due to traffic and low bridges, but that's another story. And we ended up winning. We always ended up winning because we were late. But it can work in one of two ways. Yes, it can totally derail you, or it will pull you together as a group, and you can go on and use that as rocket fuel to win the game.
Yeah, I suppose it's a double-ended sword. Maybe we should say that to Pat and Joe during the post-match interviews. No, that's a new tactic. Well, anyway, I think it's Taunton out of the back. They're just trying to carve out another attack. Being a little bit quiet within the last 10-minute region is Smith. He comes forward. I mean, a veteran of non-league particularly, as he lays pass into Hodgkinson, trying to find Daru, but eventually he falls to Corrick, and it has been put in the back of the net. It's Hodgkinson with a goal just on the edge of the box. He slots it into the bottom right corner. It was a thunder strike. Despite being low driven, it's a good finish from the Taunton left midfielder, and Taunton have taken a lead within the 26th minute.
Nelson, thank you. 27 minutes.
Getting his third.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Taunton comes in the 27th minute. The score number 15, Jaden Nelson.
And Jeremy, that is exactly what we didn't want to happen.
It was coming though, wasn't it?
It was.
If you're honest, that's been coming. Our keeper's kept us in it. The post has kept us in it. Unfortunately, our luck's run out now. So,
well, it's exactly what we've been talking about. All commentary, Hodgkinson and Nilsson linking up so nicely down the left-hand channel. It was the latter that eventually took this shot, striking into the bottom right corner. Gosney, he had no chance there. The defence, though, lackluster there.
Yep, definitely. Very, very good strike from Nilsson. But yeah, I hate to say it, our defence went to sleep, and you cannot be doing that. But and look, Finn's been caught in possession there by Sikoric, look, and Gosport just living dangerously. And that was needless. They just Finn got caught in possession there. Gosport just need to take a moment to calm themselves. Okay, they're a goal down, not the end of the world. What you can't do is let that rattle you into conceding a second one immediately. Otherwise, you really are up against it. So, but look, Taunton now, they're up and running with Malden. And that wasn't the best one from him. He'll be disappointed with that. But what you can't do is think, oh my goodness, we're a goal down, let's panic. Let's just... And then you've got two Gospel players getting in each other's way there. They just need to calm it down a bit.
15 minutes then against the sun, so let's make the most of it.
Yeah, just Paul's made the observation. Yeah, the sun's come out. It's not been the best of weather today, I don't think, and rain all morning, but now at long last the sun's made an appearance, and Taunton will be playing into it for the rest of this first half.
And Taunton, they're back on the attack once again as Corrick takes it past Gosney. He hasn't released his shot, but he delivers it into Daru, edge of the box. He's got Asher, Joe Morrison surrounding him. Daru still trying to get across his shot, but he just can't. And Gosport finally get on the ball through Jake Cope as he does a short pass back into Kavanagh. Kavanagh smashing it away from the danger zone. Dan Wooden nods it down, but there's no attacker to get on the end of it. And when you see chances like that, Dan Wooden, he's rubbing his head, and it looks like we're really missing Stanley, and Dan Wooden's particularly missing Stanley there.
Yeah, so you might see Alfie come on in the second half. It just depends on Joe and Pat's priorities. But we've made wholesale changes to the team today because we're trying to get as strong as possible team out on the pitch next weekend. So I think it does give you an inkling as to how they're seeing the FA Trophy in relation to the league. But the point is, you've still got a decent Gospel
definitely
out there. they're still a strong side out there, and they need to be doing a little better than they are. Just a little bit. There's not too much going wrong out there, but Taunton have had the better of it. The goal was coming, but now that that's happened, regroup, go again.
Well, Bessie, he wins the ball just on the halfway line, laying a through ball into Asher Yearwood. The flag has gone off. I mean, it looked like it was offside straight away with that one there. Yeah.
Yeah, it's clear as night and day for me. Both of those players were offside by about 3 yards.
And that's the second offside. And from the free kick, it looked like a ball was just trying to be worked into Daru there. It was a quick one taken. But when you see those offside instances, there was a few at Marlow, come to think about it as well. And it's just understanding the basics, and Gosport trying to find it hard almost the basics sometimes. Overcomplicating the basics.
You're always going to get your good days and your bad days. But what frustrates me is you're trying to overplay. You're trying to overthink and overplay. If you're in a good position 2/3 of the way down the pitch, you don't then want to start playing sort of quick 1-2s, 1-2s.
No.
You're looking to pick a hole in your opposition's defence. And what we were doing on Wednesdays, we were trying to be too clever, too complicated, and it didn't work.
Do you think, though, there's a point where players just need to stop overcomplicating things and just take a shot from anywhere?
Yes.
I mean, I was watching a video involving Pompey, and it was when they were playing in the 2008-9 season. They were taking shots from 30 yards out, scoring some screamers. And it looks like Pat and Joe and a lot of non-league managers, they take too much inspiration from the Premier League ones like Pep Guardiola, and they're almost focusing too much on perfection.
I'm not going to sit here and criticise our manager.
Oh, and there's a shot from distance. And it looked like it was just going to test, wasn't it? Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Yeah.
He saw his opportunity and he went for it.
Molden once again. Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit here and criticise our management.
No, because they've been
What
excellent.
done is
Yeah.
they've revolutionised this club over the last 2 years. But when it goes wrong, I just find the team try and overcomplicate matters. And when they play well, the passing's incisive. You don't need 6 passes to do the damage that one can do.
Exactly.
Or 2.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh, and there has been a horrible back pass from Joe Morrison. It nearly just rolled over the goal line. Ryan Gosney happened to come back to clear it off the line there. I mean, Jeremy, that was just stupid play there, if I'm being completely honest.
What on earth was that? But we got away with that one, luckily.
And Smith left at the penalty box, tries to deliver a ball into Nilsson. Nilsson couldn't get on the end of it, and it has been hacked away from Joe Morrison. He delivers it there. I mean, Jeremy, it has been nerve-wracking this half an hour so far.
The opposition are good enough. You don't need to help them out anymore. And I think Joe just didn't look. He made the back pass and he just didn't look behind him because Gosney was miles out of his goal. So you wouldn't do that, would you? But,
no.
Yeah, he just didn't look.
It's considering though he's such a solid defender as well, and sometimes I think the caliber of this team, it gets to them and puts them under even more pressure. And Smith, he's coming forward and he's looked such a danger this half. He passes it into Daru, left of the penalty box. He was striking. It was an important deflection there from Harry Kavanagh, which sends it just out for a corner ball. Ryan Gosney, he was diving towards it, and well, here we go. Taunton have a corner, hit the post. I mean, they've more or less have scored from one with one ball fizzling out, finding Molden. Dangerous.
Yeah, and difficult times coming here as well, I think you'll find. Taunton with another corner from the left, and we know how damaging they can be.
And it looks exactly similar to how they did with the last one. Molden just outside, Hodgkinson in the centre. And it is nodded back, though, by Joey Morrison, just evading the danger for a little bit. And instead has gone all the way over until the near side, just 5 yards away from the corner flag. It will be Woodhouse running over to take it, delivering another one if he's long throw-ins here.
Well, Morrison redeemed himself there. That was a critical header to sort of get the ball away, but it's the expense of another potential long throw coming in like a missile now.
Woodhouse, he does take a long throw and trying to find Hodgkinson, but Fernand just gets there beforehand. And Gosport still can't get away with this danger as Hodgkinson, he reads it well, getting it in the edge of the box, and Gosport currently tussling for it, battling right at the penalty box. And Taunton, they come out successes. It was Jones there. He was lining up a shot. Ashley Yearwood did well to get in front of the shot, and Samuel Fernand as well to keep it in play down this left-hand channel. And Gosport might be able to counter here. Ashley Yearwood, he's coming forward, and yellow body streaming forward. Harry Kavanagh, he's coming down this right-hand channel up against Daru. We've seen all these players so far currently being defending, and what can they do attacking here? It's Ashley Yearwood. He's on the ball, tossing, turning, chopping backwards as he passes back into Harry Lee. Lee striding forward. He's got Fanan to the left of him, but Lee, he's going alone. Passing into Dan Wooden. Dan Wooden, it's just a yard in front of him as he was about to turn. You can see what Harry Lee was doing there, Jeremy. Just a little too far in front of the veteran striker, Dan Wooden there.
Yeah, it's good to see Gospel trying to bounce back there, James. But I think they just need a little bit of a sharper edge there.
Yeah. Just to try and stab it. Oh, I did it last week. Yeah, 35 minutes played here. 10 minutes before. Yeah, 10 minutes before the break. It is still Gosport 0, Taunton 1. The goal coming from Malden, and Taunton there just coming down this right hand channel. A score. He smashes the ball forward. It's easily read by Finley Will-Smith, winning it just outside inside Gosport's half. Now Fanan left as he passes back into Harry Lee. Harry Lee switches it forward into Joe Morrison. It's a heavy hit pass. Joe Morrison, he's going to have to keep it still under cool, calm pressure. And Joe Morrison, he's just playing it out here. He's got Cameron Murray running towards him. Jake Cope also running towards him. Jake Cope with his perm as he passes back into Finley Will-Smith. Purple boots. And Joe Morrison, he's just being patient. And Gosport playing it patient out from the back. Before Gosney, he tries to play a diagonal ball across into Harry Lee, but it's been cut out by Drew. And now they're still coming down this right-hand channel. Taunton. It's Jones. He delivers a long in swinger. It's going to find the head of Harry Kavanagh, who heads it out from the danger zone, only as far as Hodgkinson. He plays it into Malden. Malden, he plays it into Daru inside the Gosport penalty box. It's being hit away by Cameron Murray, and Gosport still trying to recounter. And Cameron Murray doing well to keep it under Gosport possession, sliding and playing a short pass into Dan Wooden. Now Asher Yearwood, he's striding at this Taunton defence. It's good defensive work from Down, though. He gets the ball, pinching it off of Asher Yearwood, and in retaliation, Asher Yearwood just kicking it. And Taunton now, they've got a free kick midway inside their own half. It's Gosport 0, Taunton 1. It's in the FA Trophy. So far, Gosport really lacking that clinical force within the final third. As from Taunton, they've hit the post. They've scored a goal. They've forced a good few saves now from Ryan Gosney, and will be looking to try and cushion their lead just before the break. As Down, he plays a diagonal free kick into the near channel. Daru, he's furious. Just couldn't keep it in play. And Harry Lee, he will see it out for a throw-in. And Harry Lee, he's going to take a short throw-in into Asher Yearwood. And Asher Yearwood, he's dispossessed there by Corrick. Corrick, he plays it into Jones. Jones, he's battling against Fanan, and Fanan does well. Oh no, he doesn't do well as he loses the ball into Hodgkinson there. And can Smith keep it in play? He does as he latches the ball in towards goal. Ryan Gosney, he easily saves it, but the referee does decide it did eventually go out anyway. Was definitely worth a try there from Smith. That is their captain. As I've alluded to a lot already in this broadcast, he is a little bit of a legend in non-league. Most notable for his time at Bath. Scored a lot of goals there and also played at Cheltenham. Made his professional debut there. So yeah, definitely been a danger man already within this half. As Taunton, they're coming forward down the left as Hodgkinson, he's on the ball. He's been dangerous as well. Passing it into Malden, the goal scorer. And Hodgkinson and Malden linking up so nicely within the first 40 minutes here. And Down, he's chipping it into Daru. Daru with a heavy first touch, sees it go out for a Gosport throw-in 5 yards inside our own half. The referee has blown up, saying there should have been a foul on Daru there, eliminating the throw-in, but it looks like it might just be a free kick. Gives both teams anyway a chance to speak with their managers while Daru is on the floor. I would imagine he will be receiving treatment at some point. Ooh. Anyway, it's Harry Lee on the ball now as he passes back into Finley Will-Smith. Finley Will-Smith inside Gosport's own half. The Gosport number 4 looks up. There's a short pass into Cameron Murray. Murray turning inside the centre circle into Jake Cope. Cope back into Joe Morrison. Morrison looks up. He's got Kavanagh to the right. He's got Murray to the left of him. Morrison decides to go for a chip ball long. Nearly matches up actually kind of nicely with Dan Wooden, but Dan just didn't see the run there. And Gosport trying to win it in this right-hand channel. Cope applying heavy pressure. but Taunton keep it under control with Hodgkinson in the middle of this Taunton half. He plays a long diagonal ball across into Smith. Smith touches it down well on the outside of his box. Just a little too hit there, too heavy hit, which sees it run out of play. Morrison will be happy with that. I mean, Jeremy, you haven't missed much since you went to the toilet. Yeah, I haven't missed any real shots or any. Yeah, I was going to say, last time you jinxed it for us, gave us a goal from Dan Wooden. I was hoping it was going to be similar there. Yeah, yeah. Well, I was hoping you might have jinxed it. Well, no, Jeremy couldn't unfortunately jinx anything there. I would imagine the first half will finish 1-0 to Taunton. Only 5 minutes left to play, but you never know what Gosport could conjure up here. And Kavanagh just got a throw in, I'd say a yard or so away from the halfway line, still inside his own half. And he's going to do a short one into Paul Agbessi just in front of him. Smith, he tries to loft it over the defender, but Agbessi just too strong there on the halfway line. So he looks to pounce forward, trying to pass into Dan Wooden, but instead it's hacked away by Lewis on the far side. The referee has blown up, saying there should be a Gosport throw-in, I want to say. So there will be a Gosport throw-in. It will be taken by Harry Kavanagh as he looks to do a long one into Dan Wooden. It's nodded down, but there's no yellow bodies on the recipient. And once again, the same story. Gosport really finding it hard in this final third. I'll run you through some of the Summer League scores as they're just taking a while to do a throw-in on the far side. So Murphy, their goal is against Supermarine. They're 1-0 up against Basingstoke. A little bit of a shocker there. And Tiverton, they're still leading Poole 2-0. So the biggest shock there is definitely Swindon Supermarine. They're leading 1-0 against Basingstoke there. Saw how good they were against Gosport when they came over to the AI Stadium last week. Nearly got a point. Gosport just proved to be too crucial and too powerful in the end. Fanian, anyway, he controls it well inside this Taunton half, and the floated ball, he is going to win it. Jones currently tussling with it. Fanian, he loses out to Jones. And the Taunton management, I'm sure you'll be able to hear them, but they're not happy at all, saying they should have had a free kick. And Fanian, he's getting in the face of Jones here. Not happy, Jones, at all with Fanian. And the two players just coming head to head here. Still having words. Wonder what they were saying. This is where you could do with a little microphone on all the players. Yeah, yeah. Need to try and do my sign language for next year to help with the commentary. Admittedly, I think a lot of the words they're saying on the pitch, though, we would not be able to echo in this broadcast, at least anyway. Anyway, it's Parks with the free kick as he launches one deep into this Gosport half. It's going to be nodded down by Hodgkinson, and it nearly finds Daru, and it does find Daru as he passes it into Corrick. Corrick linking up nicely with Daru, and it sees Molden with the outside of the boot. He plays it across, and now it's number 15. He's playing it in the left of the penalty box. Jay Cope doing his defensive work, jockeying, backpedaling, and eventually winning the ball. He topples over as well, right at the penalty box, doing well enough to win Gosport a free kick, and it will be taken by Gosney. But it still looks like there's real no urgency from this Gosport team to get a goal at least before the halftime whistle. I think both teams, well, Jeremy, would you say both teams will be happy going into this break being 1-0?
No, I think Taunton obviously will be, but they'll feel disappointed they're not further ahead because Gosney's kept them in the game, Gosport on the post, but Taunton have had by far the better of it, so therefore Gosport won't be happy because they haven't really impacted the game. They're not out of it, but at the same time, their performance is still a little bit below what Joe and Pat would be looking for.
Well, if you're Pat and Joe right now, what are you saying to the boys? Just saying there needs to be more urgency, need to get the ball forward. Because normally we see a high press from the back line, but it looks like we're just left dangling outside the box today.
You've kind of answered my question. If I was them, I'd say let's make your play in the final third more productive.
Yeah.
Because we're keeping ball okay. Defensively, we need to just be a little bit more aware, Joe. And I think just be more productive in the last third. Let's see what happens here.
Well, Harry Lee striding down the left-hand channel, passing back into Finley Will-Smith inside his own half. Now Agbesi in the centre circle. He's got options left and right of him. He chooses to go right into Jake Cope. Will that be the right option? It's not. As Jake Cope, he drills a pass straight into the feet of Lewis on the far side. So left back, and he just eventually sees it go out of play after the final touch did come off Asher Yearwood. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they have it at least an effect on the second half anyway. See whether they make any substitutes straight away or if they leave it the same way within the first 10 minutes, trying to have effect after that. As obviously they are trying to preserve players ready for that pool game on Saturday. And we still got to remember, I mean, Jeremy, big game on I think it is next Friday, isn't it, against AFC Taunton?
2 weeks.
2 weeks,
2
yeah.
weeks yesterday.
Wow, so that's going to be a huge one anyway.
It's going to be beyond huge.
I mean, especially with our remembrance service,
Yeah,
but I'm going to
as
have
well.
to cut away. Taunton, they're coming very dangerously down the right. It's Molden. He was right at the penalty box. He let off a shot. It was straight into the knee of Murray there, and it's been put back into the danger zone. Molden on the volley, and it narrowly just went a whisker wide of the left post. For a second, I thought it went in. Instead, drilled into the side netting. What a powerful volley. Exactly, yeah, a ghost goal. So we can confirm there will be 1 minute added on.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referees indicated there will be a minimum of 1 minute of added time. 1 minute.
Yeah, as you were saying, though, it was definitely one of those optical illusion goals there. Had me scared anyway with that one. So, yeah, Gosport, I would definitely say the luckier of the two sides not to be 2-0 going down into this half. I mean, still a lot of legway, though, for Gosport to definitely get back into this game. We saw it at Gloucester anyway when we were 2-0 down at half-time. Hopefully, we might be able to get a goal before the break. Is Fanan. He's doing multiple step overs in this left of the penalty box. Eventually, he's once again overcomplicating it, which sees it go out of play after being pushed by Corrick. Ooh. But only the 1 minute to play of added time.
Bradford 2, Ipswich 2. And Brighton 1, Wolves 0, Man City 1, Southampton 0.
And it is half time. And it is Taunton who will be leading going into this second half. I mean, let's be realistic. If we're being completely honest, Taunton, they were the much better side within that half. Gosport, they'll be looking to do much better in the second half, but it has finished Taunton 1, Gosport 0, luckily. And in the sub-league, I'll see just some of the results there. It has finished half-time. Merthyr are goalless against Froome. Swindon Supermarine, they're 2-0 up against Basingstoke. And Tiverton, they're leading Poole 2-0. We'll return back into the second half, but it is Taunton 0, Gosport 0, Taunton 1.
More once, somebody's won, left the money behind. Just before we